Hey guys, kia ora, whakalofa here too, and welcome back to this week's podcast episode. I'm so excited that you are here. If you also love visuals, you can watch this over on YouTube. One of the girls was asking me last week, she was like, "What are you talking about? Like, if you can see me in the same thing." I'm like, "Girl, you can watch it on YouTube as well." Love your ads. But this week's podcast episode is all about, it kind of goes into self love. We're talking about those affirmations. So let me just pull up. I don't even have a name, a title for the podcast yet. So I don't know what the title is going to be. But I thought I would speak on this because I've had a couple coaching sessions lately where the women have brought up doing affirmations and how they're really struggling to believe the affirmations and all the things. So, firstly, I was like, you know what? I'm going to look up what's the purpose of an affirmation. So, affirmations are positive statements that can help you to challenge and overcome self sabotaging and negative thoughts. When you repeat them often and believe in them, you can start to make positive changes. So, I feel like the go to when it comes to self love, say you don't love what you see in the mirror, you're really struggling to love what you look like, love yourself as a person, just really love who you are. And I feel like the go to is also always like, oh, just get some positive affirmations and say them in the mirror and repeat them daily and keep doing that. And I feel like if this works for you, it works for you. But I think there's a lot missing in that. So when it comes to positive affirmations, what I just read out was that, you believe in them. And I think the thought behind it is you keep saying this so much that you start to believe it, right? A lot of mindset work we talk about is like, if you keep saying the same thing, it's going to become a belief, because a belief is just a thought you think a lot, right? It's something you keep telling yourself over and over again, and then you believe it. So, we're thinking that if we keep saying, I love what I look like, or I am enough in the mirror, or I am lovable, I am intelligent, I am confident, I am smart, if we say that every day, then we'll start to believe it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Usually, there's more that you need to do behind the surface of that. But I really want to, and if you're out there thinking, fuck, these affirmations aren't working, I've done them for weeks or years or months or whatever it is, and you really feel like they aren't working, then this podcast is totally for you. Because, like I said, I had, a couple coaching sessions recently with a woman like, yeah, I'll just do these affirmations and, it'll be great and fa la 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 la. And then I'm like, cool, have you done it in the past? They're like, yeah, I've done affirmations. I do it all the time. I'm like, well, how's that going for you? And they're like, well, yeah, I still don't think I'm good enough, or I still don't think I'm lovable. I still don't think I'm pretty and sexy and all the things, right? So I want to put it into, or I want to give you something that I believe will really help you change this and will help you get that one step closer to really loving yourself and believing that affirmation. Because at the end of the day, we want to believe it, right? There's no point in saying the affirmations in the mirror every morning and you don't believe it, and then it's just you're just looking in the mirror and saying a bunch of nonsense, to be honest. So what is it that you want? Is it you want to feel worthy? You want to feel like you're enough. You want to look in the mirror and love what you see in the mirror. You want to feel good enough. You want to be smart. You want to feel smart, or you want to feel capable. You want to, what is it that you want, right? Write out what it is that you want. Write it down. If you're listening in the car, come back to it and actually do the exercise, right? But write it down. Write down what it is that you want. What is it that you want to believe? So I want to believe that I am enough. I want to love what I see in the mirror. I want to be smart. I want to, whatever it is, fill in the blank, right? And then I want you to write down what that word means to you. So, what does it mean to be smart? What does it mean to be confident? What does it mean to love what you see in the mirror? You know, is it loving every inch of your body? Is it falling in love with the wrinkles, falling in love with the dimples, falling in love with the cellulite? Is it not wanting to get plastic surgery, when you look in the mirror? Is it having a feeling inside your body? What is it? Really get to the definition of what you want. I want to feel like I'm enough. Where? When? In what area of life? What is enough to you? What does feeling enough mean to you? Is it going into a space and feeling like you are seen and heard? What is worthy to you? What does worthy mean? What does capable mean? What does being confident mean? Is it walking into a room and, putting your hand up in a room full of people? Is it speaking up at meetings and at work? Being the first one to speak, or saying what's on your mind, or when it comes to your relationship, speaking up and saying what you want and what you don't want and setting those boundaries. So what does that word mean to you? Whatever that is that you want, what does it mean to you? Because we need to get really defined in what it is that we actually want, right? What does it look like? Yeah, what does the ideal situation look like? And then I want you to look at your life and, with the girls, I call it a proof list. Like, we're looking for evidence that we are already that, right? So, you want to become confident. What does confident mean? It's when you speak up. Is there examples in your life where you do speak up? Maybe you speak up with your family and friends. Maybe you speak up with your boyfriend or your girlfriend. It's just you want to take that and put it into work. You want to speak up at work. You already have proof that you can do it, because you can do it because you've done it in different situations. But we just need to bring that over to your work life, right? So writing that down and literally on your paper, make a list of all the times I was confident, list of all the times I felt enough, list of all the times I felt lovable, list of all the times I loved what I saw in the mirror. Writing it out. This is your proof list. This is your evidence, right? And what you'll see that will happen is you'll be like, oh, damn, I can do this. It's not so far-fetched because I've done it before, because I'm actually doing it in that area. So I can do that. And then you actually start to believe it because you have proof that you've done it before. You've got hard evidence. When your mind doesn't believe it, you've got proof on a paper. You've got hard facts, evidence in your hand to be like, no, but you are. No, but you are confident because the proof is in the pudding. The proof is right here, right? You can't lie about that fact because it's right here. You might not love what you see in the mirror when you're, just woken up in the morning. You might not love that. But when are other times that you've loved it? Maybe it might be when you've got a full face of makeup on and your hair did and your best outfit on. That might be when you do feel like you love yourself. And you just might want to start learning to love yourself when you're at your natural beauty, when you're just waking up in the morning and looking in the mirror, right? But you have proof that you do actually love yourself because you have loved yourself when you're all, decked out and dressed to the nines. It's just bringing that over. How can I love myself now when I'm, at my most vulnerable state? When I wake up in the morning, looking how I look, So bringing out that proof, because sometimes we put in a lump, it's like we're overall, we say like, someone's like, oh, how's your day? Fuck, I've had a really shit day. Really? Have you had a really shit day, or was it a moment? Was it a moment in your day that was shit? I don't love myself. Really? Do you not love yourself, or is it a moment in your life? Actually, in this phase of my life, I'm not really loving what I see in the mirror. But I've been able to do it before. So how do I get back to that spot? What was I doing before that was different? What can I do more of to make me feel, like I love myself, or that I love myself in the mirror? So that's the proof, right? And I challenge you to keep adding to that list. Make it a game, make it a challenge for yourself, because you want to keep adding, whether it's thinking of past moments where you have felt good enough, where you have felt smart enough, where you have felt capable, intelligent, lovable, all the things, right? Sexy, kind, positive, start adding to that list. Think about all the past, and then think about adding things, challenging yourself to add things. You know what? I really want to add something to my list today. So today I'm going to challenge myself to speak up in that meeting. Today I'm going to challenge myself to really get deep into why I feel like I don't love myself in my natural state. Where does that come from? I'm going to sit down and journal about it and really unpack why I feel this way. A lot of the times it's because of your outside influences, social media, comparison, all the things, right? But really, taking that time and doing it, adding to the list. I want you to think about someone who does have that, someone who feels good enough, someone who is confident, someone who is lovable and feels lovable and loves what they see in the mirror. What do they do? What life do they live? What life does that person live? How do they show up every day? What choices are they making? How do they allow people to treat them? How do they treat themselves? How do they talk to themselves? All those things. I want you to become that person. Start to become that person. If it's somebody, is talking shit to you, it's like, what does the person I want to be, like? That confident person wouldn't take that. The person who's setting boundaries wouldn't take that. They would say something. They would stick up for themselves, right? When you're looking in the mirror and you have all these negative thoughts come in, what is someone that loves herself? What do they do? What do they say? They say kind things. Start doing that. Challenge yourself to do that. Become that. Be that person. Be the change you wish to see in the world, right? So that's what this podcast is all about. Chuck that. If affirmations don't work for you, please chuck them out the door. Please screw that piece of paper up with all your affirmations and chuck them away. Because there's no point in doing it if you don't believe it. There's no point in doing it if it doesn't ignite something in your body, if it doesn't make you believe that thing, right? Have your proof list. It's evidence that you are confident, that you are enough, that you are intelligent, that you are all the things. Into fill in the blank, fill in the blank. So it's podcast, sister. I love you so much. I already know you're all those things. You're incredible. Absolutely incredible. I love you. Please, I think I won't see you over the Christmas period. I'll be here after Christmas. So please be kind to yourself over this Christmas period. Please set those boundaries. Don't let people talk smack to you. Don't let people in your house that are being fucking assholes. Tell them to get the fuck up and leave. Someone comments on your weight. Tell them that it's not acceptable and you can't comment on my weight. Tell them to look in the mirror and stop projecting their own insecurities onto you. Really stick up for yourself. Be kind to yourself. Don't restrict yourself. Indulge in all the love and all the food and all the great moments. Be present. Enjoy it. I love you. Merry Christmas. And I'll talk to you, I think Boxing Day is the next podcast episode. So a day after Christmas. Love ya. Ka kite. Koe kia.